Shri Arvind Kumar Sharma, IAS. Uh, Prior to his appointment as the Honorable Secretary, Shri Sharma was serving as Additional Secretary at the Prime Minister's office. He is 1988 batch IAS officer of Gujarat cadre. Shri Sharma has worked in the government of Gujarat for long at various positions, including field and policy level, and as Secretary to the Chief Minister of Gujarat. He has extensive experience in grassroots regulatory and developmental administration. He was recognized with the Best District Development Officer when he worked in Vadodara district. He was known for his contribution in industrialization of Gujarat as Managing Director of Industrial Extension Bureau and as a pioneer of the Vibrant Gujarat experiment. His experience in infrastructure is equally noteworthy since he held the position of CEO of Gujarat Infrastructure Development Board for a long time. I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Sharma, to please address the gathering and encourage us for this initiative and the flagship initiative that we are starting with today. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Sushma ji. Thank you for inviting me to this interesting meeting and interesting gathering, August gathering. First of all, I pay my respect to all the organizers who have come together and organized such a nice and path-breaking event. I really pay a lot of value to what the efforts made by you particularly. I remember you chasing me the last 15 days and I am very happy to be part of this entire event. I also congratulate the India SME Forum for along with ITC and She Trades and UPS Foundation for putting up this event, which is particularly aimed at benefiting the women entrepreneurs and women exporters. Sushma ji, I have gone through the paper which you had sent me, and in fact, I fully appreciate the concerns which you as a woman leader you have in mind. You see, since you have given me a lot of time, I have to fill up 20 minutes, so I will talk little bit more than what we are doing just in the ministry. I'll of course talk about that, but that I would cover in the end. Since you have expressed a number of issues, social issues also, not only economic issues, in your paper, and I understand that these issues are very important for our society, for the Indian women. So let me share my own thoughts about this entire issue. So I'll in fact, particularly for the young entrepreneurs, young women entrepreneurs, I would like to say something. I would divide my talk in three parts. One, as a social animal, which we are all living in the society, and it comprises of both parts of the society, male and female. The second part would be myself as a citizen and as a nation builder. How do we build the nation? How do we tackle the present situations? And the third, of course, my official responsibility, which is as Secretary MSME. So starting as a social creature, you see, I have grown with 2 or 3 very fundamental beliefs. I have in my family, I have seen many, even my previous generation, even before us, there were females working in our family and in our relationships. So we had teachers, we had doctors, we had n number of females working. So I have grown with that ecosystem, where I have seen full participation of women in the workforce, at least in my own family, in my own surroundings. And the sobering effect of that participation I have seen in my own family, in my own surroundings, is the many benefits of female participating in workforce and coming back to the family and then looking after the family as well. The very first, impact is that the attitude of the males, of the men in the family, where a female is working towards the society, towards the women, towards the female, it gets changed. So my first this thing is that it's a very welcome thing that women should participate fully and equally in the workforce, and any society which welcomes this is obviously bound to prosper, bound to be peaceful, bound to be living happily, and all kinds of well-beings would be there. The second fundamental belief with which I have grown is that in our society, you all must be knowing, Sushma ji, and many of us would already know that the power lies with the female. The Shakti, the female and the women are known as embodiments of Shakti. So even that, I fully believe in that fact, and in fact, in our scriptures, in our mythology, for the benefit of the young people, I would like to say that when in the beginning of the evolution, there is a word used when it is described in the Indian mythology. It is called, I mean, anyone can question what would have been there when there was nothing. So when there was nothing, there are many interpretations, but one of the fundamental beliefs, one of the fundamental interpretations in the Indian way of thinking is Tom Istri. It was a female who produced every other thing. So I have somehow been convinced with that theory, with that mythology, with that belief. And I also believe that the entire Shakti, the entire power, the entire force in the cosmos follows from that female power. So my belief in the power of the women, in the capacity of women to work and act in any direction, in any walk of life, is very fundamental and very strong. So from that, I encourage all of you to proceed and to go ahead. Now, coming to the real world, coming to the present, this thing, and coming in the enterprise section of our talk. First of all, since it's an enterprise event, I would say two, three things which are again away from economics and away from business. One is that I have again a belief that the present slowdown can be rectified, can be corrected, can be modified, can be changed if women decide to do so. I'll give you some examples. How come everybody is talking that the global supply chains are disrupted, demand has slowed down, there is no demand, so obviously there is no scope for production, there is no scope for supply, basically because there is no demand. Now, how can demand be enhanced? The demand can be, one of the ways is that if the households decide that part of their operations they will start buying, they will start procuring, they will start. Right now, everybody is postponing the procurements. Everybody is postponing the purchases from the market, and no one knows better than women that there are many things which can be perhaps given to some needy person and then bought from the market. So you can push definitely the demand by deciding that let there be demand in the economy. And once the cycle of demand starts, the cycle of supply, of course, will start. The second thing which I would like to add, which is again a non-economic issue as of now, is that while we should go out and do everything which we can perhaps do, but at the same time take care that your children, the family members, the people who work for you, the people who work at home, the people who work at your enterprises, they are safe, because the pandemic is a huge cost. We have all seen that it's a huge cost on the economy, it's a huge cost to the society, it's a huge cost to all of us personally. So your role as a guide to others, maybe it is your brother, it is your sister, or your child, or your servant, or your dependent, or your worker, you have to make sure that he is COVID compliant. He wears masks, he takes care, he takes all the precautions which are due. Because unless we do this, the society or the country cannot be COVID compliant. Similarly, in your operations of your SMEs or enterprises, you have to see that the necessary SOPs are followed up. There are SOPs already all over available. Whether it's a garment unit, or it's a textile unit, or a toy unit, you will have SOPs readily available on the internet, and I don't need to educate you, but the SOPs have to be followed up. Otherwise, any kind of negligence will affect you adversely and your business very adversely. So these are my general prescriptions for everyone who might be listening. Now, coming to the business part per se, I would like to encourage all the participants and those who are not participating also. I would like to encourage that when it comes to doing business in India, I think, in my own belief, there was no better time than this to do business in India, because particularly from the point of view of women. See, Sushma ji has also mentioned in her paper that access to many facilities, access to banks, access to offices, access to people who matter, access to many this thing. It's a social. You are at disadvantage socially. So the present time in India, when the digital has become a way of life, when the fintech has become a way of life, you can transact, you can do business sitting at home also. You don't need to physically be present in an office or a bank or at the doorstep of a decision maker. So I would say that even without COVID, even prior to COVID, the way India was moving, digitizing everything, making sure that the financial transactions are digitized, government's operations are digitized, government payments are digitized. So this is a time when India is more ready than ever for women entrepreneurs. So, and COVID has in fact has further precipitated that process, and perhaps we are rushing to be more online friendly, more digital friendly, and more digitized. So all government offices, whether it is bank or whether it is a government office, we are keen that we put our operations on the digital platforms. So this is another good thing which is happening, and this would obviously translate to export also, which is the subject of today particularly. We in our ministry have also tried. Alka is there, and she would have told you that we are trying to put up mechanism. We are trying to put up online systems and digital systems whereby the SMEs and the small entrepreneurs can not only transact in the country, not only exhibit in the country, but they can go beyond the borders of the country and perhaps reach to to the wider global audience and the global MSMEs and the buyers and the stakeholders. So that is our emphasis. That is our process. We will complete it. But the point which I am trying to make is that there was perhaps no better time for women entrepreneurs to get into business. The second thing which I would like to say at this moment, that and particularly for Indian mindset, including myself and my family members, normally we hesitate using fintech. There is a mindset that using the credit card is not safe, or giving your credit details online is not safe. Now the time is changing. Anything could be interpreted as safe, anything could be interpreted as unsafe. So I would like to particularly the women, to break that mental barrier and feel free to transact, feel free to, because unless you adopt fintech, unless you come online, unless you adopt the digital way of working, perhaps there will be limitation in your doing business in the present time. So that mental barrier, that technical barrier you have to pass. And I would definitely thank the organizers today for bringing women entrepreneurs into that mode. The next thing which I would like to add is that women know as to how to produce the best thing in the least possible inputs. Maybe it is preparing food, or maybe it is stitching a cloth, or anything. They know how to economize, how to be more efficient. So I'm sure their business, their acumen will also be reflected in the business acumen. So with these general things where I want women to participate, I really wish women to participate more and more in the workforce. I want them to succeed in the modern age, in this digital age, and this online age. Now I would come to what we are doing in the ministry. Now, I told just now that we are ready, we are digital ready. And Vinod ji is sitting here in front of me, Sushma ji is sitting here in front of me. I promise you that we have, in last few months, we have done certain things which in fact have made the life of an entrepreneur much more easy than it was ever before. Giving you an example of grievance redressal, because grievance redressal was an important aspect of any business or any operation. We have launched a portal called Champions, which takes care of any kind of grievance facing any MSME sitting at any corner of India. You have to just put your grievance online, and we have created around 70 centers, control rooms across the country, who will talk to you, who will handhold you and see that your grievance is redressed. So I'm just giving you these examples how we are digital ready. The second thing is that I read somewhere in Sushma's paper that very few women entrepreneurs have registered themselves as MSMEs. And the percentage is, in fact, if I'm not wrong, she says that around 80%, more than 80% of them are unregistered. Women entrepreneurs are unregistered. So I would encourage you all to register as MSME, because it gives you a number of benefits which flow from government's kitty, which flow from many of our policies. Unless you are there, we can't help you. So in order to make us, to enable us to help you, you have to register yourself. And I promise on this occasion, I promise before all of you that the registration process on our Udyam registration portal, it does not take more than 5 minutes. I repeat, it does not take more than 5 minutes. So please register yourself as MSMEs. More details can be obtained from Vinodji or Susmaji, and Alka is also sitting there. But I would insist and I would request and I would encourage that all of you should register as MSMEs, and the rest of the benefits which I am going to list out, they would flow from that registration. Now, the very first thing is even before I come to my own ministry's schemes, I would say that just a few days back, we have received a memorandum, an order of the Government of India, which says that for any supplier on the GEM portal, above 25 lakh rupees has to be registered on the GEM portal. I mean, basically any supplier to Government of India has to be registered on GEM portal after after 1st November. So in effect, it means that unless you are registered on GEM, you will not be able to supply to any agency of Government of India any goods which are worth more than 25 lakh rupees. And eventually it might that 25 lakh may be brought lower also. And we on our Udyam registration portal, we are providing a facility for seamless integration with the GEM portal. So there are number of benefits. We are trying to also integrate our portal with the trades mechanism also. So in short, what I'm wanting to say is that the time has changed. Without registration, without being digital, without coming on the digital platforms, your operations and your business would be only a part success. As I said, if you are a registered MSME, we have a number of schemes which you can take benefit of. Starting with a very flagship scheme of known as Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. It's a scheme where any youth, male or female, can apply online on our portal of PMEGP, which is administered by our Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and he or she can get a very easy, loan of up to 25 lakhs on very easy terms and conditions. Now you will appreciate that for a startup, for a person, for a boy or girl who is wanting to start a small operation, 25 lakhs and any amount around that it's a handsome amount, and interests are good, and banks terms and conditions are good, and here we are sitting to follow up and chase the banks for helping you further. Similarly, there are other schemes on interest subvention side, on the credit guarantee side of the capital investment. I would not go into all those details, but perhaps the SME forum would be able to educate you on that in more details. But we have a number of schemes. I would slightly touch on some latest schemes which have been announced as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package. You must be knowing that government is trying to intervene in the entire economic scenario where there is slight hardship right now because of COVID. Government has intervened on many fronts. One is to see that your receivables, your due payments are made by the buyers and the purchasers. So we are working day and night. We are after the buyers from the MSMEs, and there is very good success. There is very good. I'm not going again into details, but we are chasing the central PSUs, central ministries, state PSUs, state governments, and now I'm going to chase the private industries also to make payments of the MSMEs. The second intervention which we have made was towards giving easy credit to the stressed MSMEs, where accounts are either already have become NPAs, or they are on the verge of becoming NPAs, or they are on the verge of getting into stress. So we have number of interventions. Emergency credit line has already taken off, and we have already dispersed more than 1 lakh crore rupees out of that. Similarly, the stress fund is for those MSMEs which are nearing the stage of which were close to becoming NPA as of April. So these are interventions on the credit side. On the equity side also, we have structured schemes and programs whereby we can give loans to the MSMEs. I mean equity infusion to the MSMEs. We have number. So the point is that there are a number of interventions. There are a number of positive interventions which can be made if you are a registered MSME, and we are all ready. I mean, we are ready. In last 2-3 months, we have worked very hard in giving shape to those schemes and programs which were announced as part of, particularly as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package. We are changing the banks. We are changing the relevant ministries. We are changing RBI to give you better and better terms and conditions. So we are on that job. So on the whole, I would encourage you to feel very buoyant at the present. You don't have to be very depressed in the given situation. Times are going to change. Demand is going to go up, and even the export market. Coming particularly to the export, which is particularly the subject matter of today, particularly International Trade Center and the UPS and the she trades. The focus of today's discussion is export. See, on the export side, my firm belief is that in addition to the logistics which Sushma ji and Vinod ji they are trying to create for you through these interventions, obviously you should know who is the potential buyer in the international market, who is the potential MSME to coordinate in the international market. That knowledge should flow to you. But ultimately, for an Indian MSME and Indian supplier, my basic prescription is that you have to be conscious of your quality. You have to be conscious of the environmental standards which are required in the international market. These are given realities. Unless you have good quality product, unless you have followed the environmental standards, the international market is going to be tough for you. And it is not difficult to follow those standards. We in the ministry, we are in fact in the process of making a new scheme called Champions, whereby we would help you to be quality compliant and environmentally compliant and technologically compliant. So we are going to make that intervention also. We already have those interventions. We are trying to put up an umbrella scheme for this purpose. So very shortly we will declare that. But in short, I have the honor and I have the privilege to assure you on behalf of the ministry that we will do everything possible. We will do our best to help the MSMEs and particularly women MSMEs, women-led MSMEs, to make them export ready or business ready. I have told my colleague Alka also only last week that let us start a help desk, particularly for the women entrepreneurs. I know that many of the associations, including the SME Forum, they all have that provision and they all have that infrastructure. But even in our ministry, we are trying to put up a help desk for women, and I hope Alka, being with you already, she will come out with some mechanism very soon. If she doesn't come in a week's time, I'll circulate her personal mobile number to all of you. You can chase her and then bear the consequences. So basically, we are very focused. We're very keen to help you. I promise on this occasion that We will work day and night. We will work overnight and on an hourly basis to do whatever we can do for the women entrepreneurs in particular and for the MSME sector in general. Thank you very much again for inviting me and giving me this opportunity for sharing my thoughts. Thank you again. Thank you, Susma.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming us, honoring us, and giving us the privilege of having you launch this initiative.
Yes, I forgot to mention that from this moment, the call for applications for this program is opening up, and it will be valid up to 20th September midnight.
Thank you very much for that, sir. In fact, I would also like to take this opportunity to, introduce you to our chairman, Mr. Prahlad Kakkar. He's also here because we did not get the opportunity to meet during last virtual meeting. So I thought that he could also have said hello to you here. PK,
yes, I saw his name, Mr. Kakkar. We have not met, but it's a privilege talking to you on.
You're on mute.
PK, you are on mute.
Don't worry, sir. We'll catch up. We've got lots of catching up to do.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
In fact, sir, you joining this ministry itself is a game changer. And, the moment you join, our ministry has, in fact, become a bigger force. MSMEs have become a bigger force of our economy. So, of course, we have loads and loads of work to do. In this particular project, as I had shared earlier, we are going to have 100 women who will be part of this project, wherein 50 would be helped for digital transformation and 50 would be facilitated and supported for accessing finance through bankers and financiers. And they would be hand-holded and guided one-on-one. And all these beneficiaries would be called and they would be felicitated on 19th of November, which is the International Women Entrepreneurs Day. So, of course, I am going to extend invitation to you right now, sir, so that you spare some time for us for that day as well. And once again, thank you very much for coming and spending your valuable time for launching this project with She Trades and UPS in India. So thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I take your leave now. Thank you.
Yes, please, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.